The wonder of home.
The wonder of home.
The wonder of home. The wonder of home.
Okay, so beautiful Willow, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
We have, thank you. We have the beautiful Willow with us today. Willo Boniface, is that how I say it?
Yes.
Yeah. Boniface. And she is the director, owner, beautiful, glowing friend of She's Got Glow, and also author as of now of Ignite Joy. So thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So excited to have you join us. I was also very jealous stalking you on Insta with your latest travels in Vegas.
Oh my gosh. Yeah,
Was it good?
I know. Amazing. Like,
Is
just
it one of those places you imagine and you get there and you're like,
do you know, I'm just like not into casinos or anything like that, right? And so
yeah.
I spent the first day I went with a friend and we were sort of, she's like, I've got to show you this. She'd been before and she was all about the Bellagio and Caesar's Palace and all the places you've heard of, right? And I'm like, all right, show me some stuff. And so we did that. And then I'm like, how long are we going to do this for? Can we just go to the pool and chill? I just needed some downtime from Vegas. It was full on.
So much.
Overstimulation. Like, I didn't do all the casino stuff and I still hardly slept. It was just, it's like, I think humans don't need to sleep there. That's what I've come away with.
Far out. Well, I know a few people that have gone to Vegas and I reckon they've come back exactly the same as you. They're like, we went with expectations of what it would be like, but we got there. It was kind of nothing like what we expected, but in the crazy.
Yeah, and still mind blowing. Like some hotel or some of the casinos have like a gondola, as in a whole, you know,
river
and a river and the whole thing. You think, what on earth? I actually, do you know what? From a creative perspective, I think if you got commissioned to do a display or something at Vegas, it would just be the biggest gift to completely explode your creative potential and go.
Yeah, there'd be like no boundaries, nearly.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Cool.
And it's like, how much money do you want? What have you got in mind? It just doesn't even matter. It's like, we need to blow people's mind, and they do it every single time. It's amazing.
It's crazy because it was just you that went, like,
your family, out of my family. Yeah, no, we talked about my husband coming, but it was so fast. I think I was in Vegas for 4 days and I wrangled a day in Hawaii on the way back, which was such a treat. I feel like my nervous system just had to go, ooh, calm down.
Ocean. Give me ocean. Give me ocean again, because you're a lover of the ocean. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. 100%. So I got there, got in the hotel, got changed in my swimmers and went straight to the ocean. I couldn't even do it anymore.
Yeah. Did the ocean feel different on the other side of the world, or was it still just home? Did it feel like that was you hit your home spot, like when you got to the ocean?
Yeah, look, the ocean anywhere is, I have this thing where I'll put my feet in at least, but I swim in most places where I go to get in the ocean. And I just find, actually an Indigenous friend once told me, I was like, I don't know what it is about the ocean. Like, sometimes I'll be walking, like I do my morning walks here, you've seen.
Yes.
And I will just feel absolutely called into the ocean. I just need to swim today. And I might not be in my swimmers. I'll go in my undies, but I just feel like I'm pulled in. And she goes, do you know what that is? It's Mother Nature holding you. Yeah. And that's why you feel so drawn, because you feel held. I'm like, oh, that's really powerful and lovely. No wonder I like going there.
So many people I know, and like, especially like a lot of creatives that I know, the ocean or like the mountains, like those two, it's like it resonates something like soul, like in their soul. It's like that settling place that you go.
Absolutely. It's so grounding. Yeah.
So cool. Well, thanks for joining us from your high-flying trip from Vegas.
Love it.
Hopefully was it too crazy when you came back? Your husband's amazing to have done.
Do you know what? He's amazing if I was in Vegas or not. He's so supportive of the business and all my crazy ideas.
He's so thankful you were back.
He was all right. Like, he's
okay.
Funny. This is a funny reflection. So when I was going, and lots of people said, do you need meals? What do you need? And people would offer that to probably to me as well. I don't know. But he said, I just feel like everyone over offers when the dad is left at home versus if I was like even the kids were like for weeks. I mean, they're 6 and 8. So the 6-year-old mainly was like, but I'm gonna miss you. When are you coming back? Like it was a big thing for her for me to leave. Right. And she was every night it was like, oh, and we were processing it, working through it, talking about it. He goes, I reckon if I went away, she wouldn't even blink.
It's so mean.
He was like, it hurts me. But
yeah, wounded. I know. I think it would be the same. Like, have you ever been away on your own much, like from the kids, like even just in your like career or anything like that?
Yeah, a couple of times. Like I went to New Zealand, but like 4 or 5 days, but they were just younger and it's just different.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm going on my first ever trip by myself with no one. I'm going to Bali in September with like she'll be a guest on the podcast too, Sal, my friend. She owns a amazing shop, shout out to her, at Coastal Vintage in Noosa. And she's like, you have to come to Bali, Mel. And I was really hesitant because I've never, ever been away by myself overseas. And so I was like, no, I think I actually really need to do this for me. And I was a bit hesitant about, similar to what you said, like, will Nath be all right? It's for a week, so it's not heaps long. But to me, I feel like it's going to be massive. And so he was like so supportive. Yeah, you do it. But even now, I'm like, oh, wow, it's really creeping up on me.
Do you know what? Yeah. So they will be fine, obviously. But one thing that a friend said to me when I was going, and I was telling her how my youngest Teal was really fretting over me leaving. Yeah. And she said, there's going to be something in this for her. There's going to be something where mum is such a safe place. Yeah. And when you go, it's going to be like a life lesson for her that she's okay. Like she's sufficient. She's perfectly capable of and soothing herself. Yeah. And you would never give her that gift unless you went. Yes. And I'm like, oh, I like that.
Yeah, that's so, and isn't that like an unsaid pressure, I think, as like moms or homemakers? I reckon, obviously for those that have kids, I think we do actually put that on ourselves, but we don't realize until like, because I was like, oh, wow, I've really kind of put that responsibility of I'm the go-to, like only like on myself. When like Nath is so capable. Yeah. Capable. Not that I didn't trust him or believe he could, but it's just because I suppose the default has always been to me. Like I'm the one that's most around.
Yeah. But, so it's going to be great for your whole family for you to go. Just and actually you're all perfectly fine. Yeah.
I know they'll all be great. They'll be fine. They'll probably be like the same. Like, oh, have you gone? Yeah. All right, so off the back of that, let's go, Miss Willow. Your work with She's Got Glow focuses on empowering women. So can you share, off the back of, in a way, I suppose, what we kind of have touched on, some practical tips that everyday women can take to start to living their best lives and miss the busyness of home and work? So it doesn't even have to be only mums. It can be everyday women, building your home, building your career, building your life.
Absolutely.
All the things you're amazing encouraging at. It's a big question. So feel free to start wherever you like.
Well, so I work with a lot of women who are also career driven. And actually, you know what? That is kind of irrelevant here because at the end of the day, and most of us in this modern world are busy. And if we're not busy, we're also distracted by technology and everything else, right? There's an immense amount of pressure on the modern woman in general. Yeah. No matter what she's got going on. And so what we try and do is look at how we can inject these tiny little habits that are completely life-giving and sustaining for her. And so and especially as moms, I know we'll talk about that, but we put a lot of people first. And so this is the most beautiful permission slip to go, actually, I'm the most important person. If it's like that oxygen mask on first idea. I need to glow. I need to be well. And by glowing, I just mean it's this energy that you hold. It's an abundance of energy. It is a glowing woman is happy and positive and confident and focused and articulate and got her shit together, right?
Yep, totally.
That's you totally, and she's totally magnetic as well. Like she's attractive in a way. Just because of how she holds herself. And it is just, she also holds space for you. So when you see her and she will listen, right? She's the type of woman that has abundant to give. The reason is because of these tiny little habits. She's in overflow. So whatever she's giving, it's not coming from depletion. It's not coming from an empty cup. It's just her overflow. She's not depleted in any way by holding space for you, holding space for her 6-year-old daughter who wants to play or needs her right now, or has an executive meeting that's highly demanding. Like she has abundance to give. And so I love that because it's this funny thing, but these habits, I say little and tiny and easy because they so are, but it actually creates spaciousness in your life that is foreign to most modern women. A beautiful sense of spaciousness. I just think it's
when you say like these little tiny habits, like what could that be?
So the three main ones that we implement are body movement. So some, actually, so a lot of ambitious women are like, we've got to bring our A game to every area of our lives. I used to say this as well. If I wasn't like sweating and like doing a hardcore workout, it wasn't counted. And I realized that after some things like, and we can go into that where this all started for me, but it was like rock bottom. And then I was like, well, what can I do every single day? I don't want to run 10 kilometers. I don't
start. How do I
start? How do I start? And so for most, I recommend people choosing the thing that they can do on their most time poor, exhausted day. What can you still get done? And move your body that way. For me, it's a walk. I do my walks. For others, it's like 10 minutes of yoga. And I say, it's how people implement it. Like I had one client try and do it in the morning. She's like, I'm going to wake up every morning. I'm going to do 10 minutes of yoga. 2 days into that, she's like, I can't do it, Willo. Like, I can't do it. Why can't I do this? And it's the whole, how can I not even do 10 minutes of yoga in the morning? I was like, no, it's not you. It's just the timing is wrong. Can we do it at lunchtime? Can we do it at bedtime? When's a good time?
I suck in the mornings. Like I literally got up early this morning to go to the gym with Nath for like half an hour before, like from 7 till 7:30. Oh my gosh. I was seriously at the gym like this.
So if it's hard, do it. Anyway, this
tick the box, but I'm an afternoon person.
Well, work with that. Like make that your time to go. Because that will be more nourishing for you. So this particular client ended up doing it just before she went to bed. This was 3 years ago. She's still doing her little 10 minutes of yoga every single night. I'm talking about the thing that you can do when you're 60, 70, 80 years old. Because it's actually not about moving. It is about moving your body. It's about beautiful energy, all that stuff. It's actually about you doing what you say you're going to do.
Yes.
That's the piece. And when it's so soul nourishing and so easy, then it's like, okay, I did what I said I'm going to do. That's like a tick in the box for Mel every single day. And when you do that, that builds some deep self-worth, some deep self-trust, which actually, I call it a keystone habit. There's 3 of them. So that's number 1, because it affects every other area of your life. So it is just amazing. Anyway, that one. So there's move your body, really easy. The second one is practicing gratitude. So gratitude can be fleeting unless we really bring it into our lives. So like when you go away on your trip, you come home and you jump in your bed and you're like, oh my gosh, my bed. I'm so grateful for my bed, my home, right? I've missed it, all the things. And then the second night and the third night, what happens? It's gone. Like the gratitude's gone. It's just back to life as normal.
We're whinging about dishes in the sink.
Right? Just like that.
Gone,
Gone.
But
So if you practice gratitude though, there's this beautiful scientific link between gratitude and joy. And so when someone practices gratitude, they see life as a gift, and then they find moments of joy to be grateful for, with more moments of joy to be grateful for, and this upward spiral of human flourishing. That is something I highly underestimated in my life. I was like, I'm grateful. Like, I'm so grateful. I've got so much stuff. So grateful. And until I started practicing it, literally writing it down, 3 things every single day, writing down what I'm grateful for, that changed my existence. Like, talk about don't sweat the small stuff. That's how you do it. Yeah. So we've got movie body, we've got gratitude.
Actually such a key point, because see, even like when I was growing up, and I love my mom's great, but my mom lives a lot in the headlines, or like, you know, is really big on what's happening in the news at the moment. And so I didn't realize as I got older how much like it actually drained me to be around my mum. But like, just because it was like not negative, but it was constantly always from this place of like fear or worry, like kind of projected like onto you. And it wasn't until like I got older in my life that I never watch the news. I'm like one of those people.
Neither.
Because I'm like, if it's important, I'll hear about it like through the crowd, I suppose.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I just don't, maybe I'm ignorant to what's going on in the world, but I'm like, I have to like protect here. Yeah. For that reason, like to be my best mom and not be worrying about my kids or the day they're living in, or like, I was like,
absolutely,
keep my peace and fight for my peace,
yeah,
which is very similar to that, like, and being thankful for like everything that I have. Like,
yeah.
do you think it's harder for people to practice that, even like, I suppose, through like women you come across, because of like society and culture, like always like never being enough? Like,
comparison is the thing, right?
you think that's a big killer of gratitude, or like, is there something else that you think is like the killer of gratitude in someone's life, or like the kryptonite? That's probably a better word.
Yeah.
Killer. But like, you know, like a kryptonite, like in their mind or in their thinking, what like undoes like that thoughtfulness of gratitude.
Gratitude. I actually think it's there's a level of openness, right? That like I always sort of say, I can't work with a closed mind. If they are just set in their ways and like, no, this is what I'm going to do, I'm like, peace be with you.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it for you.
Great life.
Yeah, true. Like open mind, we can work with that. We can work with that. It's like just bringing these tiny little things in. Gratitude is available to everybody. And I think everyone would say, I'm a grateful person. Everyone would self-identify as that. So it's more just the habit of practicing it that actually transforms your life. Yeah. Right? Yeah. So I wouldn't say there's a killer of it, or kryptonite or anything like that. It is 100% available to us in any moment. Yeah. Like you could, have you ever had a moment where you've just been completely mind blown by gratitude? Yeah. Yeah. I had this one moment, right? And I had this glass of, and my husband thought I'd absolutely lost the plot. I had this glass of water in front of me. I'd just done some gardening. I was on the back deck here, and I had this cold glass of water in front of me. And I had this profound sense of gratitude that I had fresh drinking water, because I've been to places where that's not the case. Yeah. I can go get it out of the tap, put it in a fridge that is in my house, that we have power. We have all of these things to make that cold, clean water. I've got a dishwasher that cleans my glass for me. Are you kidding me? And I sit there and I was looking at this glass of water, and the condensation was happening. It was a hot day, and there was this pool of water right around the glass, and I was just blown by it. And I said, I was saying to my husband, can you see this? Like, this is where I'm at right now. My head.
Yes, Willo.
Totally thought I'd lost the plot. But I'm like, once you go there, you can't come back. Like once you go to that level of gratitude, it's like, this is just me now. Like you won't find me on a day without practicing my gratitude. Yeah, it's good. And I said, it's funny. I had this male client one time, and he was like, so you're telling me I'm going to go out on my walk every day. He was in Germany. So he was a bit like, it's so funny. He was like, are you telling me I'm just going to go for my walk every day, and I'm just going to be present, and at some point I'm going to just be looking around and find something I'm grateful for, and it's going to blow my mind. I'm like, yeah, like if you do this enough, that's how it's going to work. And he came in for one of our sessions. He was like, Willo, the acorns. I'm like, tell me about them. He's like, they're all so like smooth, but then they've got the bumps on the side, and each one's like so different. And he's like, I just stood there looking at the acorns. Detail. Yeah. I was like, welcome.
Welcome to the Gratefulness Club, the Gratitude Club.
Yeah. Seriously. Anyway, so that's
like number 2. So what was your third one? I'm like
number
hanging on
two.
the edge of my seat.
So number 3 is affirmations. Now
Yeah.
this can be like tricky for people, but speaking into ourselves some
Yeah.
beautiful positivity does an immense amount, and doing it habitually, right? We're talking about habits.
Yeah.
It just builds your confidence no end. You don't rely on anyone else for your confidence, and it is not fake. It is so real. You fully speak into yourself.
Yeah.
So so the three things are movement, because it brings you beautiful energy, gratitude because it brings you a joyful life, and affirmations because it builds your confidence. So if you've got a woman who is energized and confident and happy,
Yeah.
like, look out world, right?
Yeah.
And it doesn't, like, someone said to me, I onboarded a client last week, and she goes, but it's so easy. I thought it would be harder. I'm like, I work with some pretty poor women.
Yeah.
We've got to make this easy. Yeah.
But even like what you said, like there are 3 things like to start, and it doesn't have to be massive. It doesn't have to be overwhelming. Yeah. And no one's going to be like watching or checking in on you to see how you've done, like to judge it. And I think that's pretty massive too. I think it's just all about like ourselves, and even like, yeah, that self-worth, learning to love ourselves.
Yeah.
I think even for me, I'm like that first one for, the second one for me about just ticking it off, like your list. Was that your second one?
The gratitude or the movement?
No, maybe it was movement, but you spoke about like just the thought behind the habits, actually.
Yeah.
About like just being able to be like, I did that.
Yeah.
Like,
celebrate that.
not
right?
be like, oh, I didn't do it today. Like,
Right.
like really little, like so that you can tick it off and then like grow it.
Grow from there.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think
Absolutely. And so the whole thing is like not falling off the bandwagon. That just doesn't overwhelm. All that shit doesn't exist in my world, because we don't do things that we're not going to succeed at. It's like, no,
like, don't give up. Yeah.
No,
just
don't give up, but feel empowered to change it. Like, lead yourself differently if it's not working for you. If you're getting up and you're dragging your ass to the gym because you're like, I should be doing this, it's like a form of punishment. No, I'm done punishing myself. I'm done worrying about what food goes in my body. I'm done worrying about you. Honestly, you get this shit right, these few things, and you don't want to put rubbish in your body. You're like, actually, no, I don't want to. Like, I want to do this. I want to feel great.
Feel like, but so wild. Yeah.
But you feel empowered to do it because you've already built these other things that go, actually, I trust myself. I know I can do this stuff. Like, bring on, what's next,
So good. Oh, well, thank you, my dear. That's
so welcome.
So much in that. I feel like I'm gonna have to go back and like write notes.
I love it.
One last question. I'm just like I'm pulling this out because I'm just trying to think of something. Maybe I can get you off guard. I don't reckon. But oh no, I'll ask a typical question. What is your favorite time of the day? I'm pretty sure I know this. And why? Why is it your favorite time of the day?
You probably know the answer to this, but it is absolutely sunrise, and it is absolutely standing there with those first rays of light hitting me. Like, it's like as a mum, it's like that pocket of time that is just for me. I get to go and do that, and I feel so fulfilled every morning when I do that. I'm like, why would I deprive myself of that? It's amazing. So
I live my sunrise moment through Willow's Instagram, because I just lie in my bed and I look at your sunrise pictures. I reckon my moment would actually be, this is going to make me seem like I'm a clean freak, but I'm no way. I'm actually a very messy person, which my husband kind of rolls his eyes. I think it's just because I'm like just everything. I love wiping down the kitchen bench at night. Everyone's in bed. And it's like just that. I know that I'm going to wake up in the morning and I'm going to come out and it will be like orderly. Actually, that's the best, not so much clean, but like that's the one thing of order. And I think and that's because this is like our new house.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
In our other house, I couldn't do that. Like I could, but the kitchen was so small. I just had stuff all over the bench. So even like going into this house, like my grateful point is to have like a very like everything has a place.
I love that. I love that.
But yeah, but that's like my purely because I'm like, I think sometimes people think, oh, I could never get out to see the sunrise, or I could get, it doesn't even have to be like that. I think you've just got to find, because to me, I sleep so good and I like wake up good knowing that I've like that one thing.
If everything else, if all the other wheels are falling
Kitchen
off,
bench,
it's like,
kitchen bench
is
is one.
clean.
There's crap all over the floor. The vacuuming can be done later, but as long as the kitchen bench top is clean.
I love it. I love it.
Okay, so Miss Willow, people can contact Willow. I love, I love being able to like promote our guests and things that we have on the podcast, because I think what's the point of sharing your story and your heart if people can't like continually, I suppose, keep an eye on you? So you can follow Willow at She's Got Glow on Instagram, and you're on Facebook too, right?
Yeah, Facebook and LinkedIn as well.
Okay, and LinkedIn and website.
Yeah, so www.shesgotglow.com, and there's a little right. And for anyone listening that wants I have this beautiful audio series which is designed to sort of, you just pop it in your ear. It's like a mini podcast, but it just goes for 7 days, and it's called The Great Reset. It's like the reset button you've been looking for. So if you're feeling overwhelmed or whatever, you're ready for change, it's a really beautiful one, and it's free on my website. So go and have a look at that.
So cool. And we also mentioned that Willow's not only does she have doctor in front of her name, but she's also an author. Hello.
I know, this is very recent.
Ignite Joy. I don't know, you might not be able to see it on my screen, but Ignite Joy. I'll share a link for that. And you can buy that on Amazon. Can you? Yeah. It's a download book.
Yeah. It's a Kindle, or you can get a paperback version. Thank you. Yeah.
Oh, sweet. Yeah. So I'll put that in, the details will be down below in the podcast for more information. I'll pop all Willow's stuff in there. But thank you, Willow. Go water those plants.
It takes a little while. Thank you so much. It's been lovely.
So cute. Oh, we'll definitely have you back, I'm sure.
Yeah, for sure. Love that.
Thank you.
Bye.